Welcome back to Moments with Moesghetti. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Moesghetti. Good morning, friends. Good morning, family. Good morning, virtual village. I'm excited about today. Let me tell y'all, I was almost a little bit late, but I think I still skirted in here right at 8:08. So, while I'm waiting for you to gather, as you can see, I am indoors now. I'm indoors today because I live in Wisconsin and it is cold. It has officially moved on to what we like to call sweater weather. Okay, let me tell y'all. I don't like the long, super cold winters. Good morning, mommy. I don't like the long, super cold winters. You know, you can miss me with the 6 inches of snow. You can miss me with the negative 50-degree wind chill. But let me tell you something about the fall. The leaves are about to start changing. I get to wear my boots. I get to wear my sweaters. I get to wear my cardigans. I get to keep them on all day. It's just cozy. I'm a Taurus. I like to be cozy. So, yeah, the fall is great. I love the sweater weather. I love, I like this time of year. So, all right, fam, let's get into it. Ooh. I was prepping for today and I was almost late. Prepping for today. Let me, so I can see me a little bit better. I was almost late prepping for today because it got a little good to me. I got excited about it. So today we are going to talk about love. Oh, hearts. What does that mean for the village? Well, as we get through here, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, yesterday I started this book. Now y'all know I got the AD and the HD, and so like when I say I started a book and I'm enjoying it, you know it's good, because otherwise I'll be in La La Land trying to read that book. I started this book. It's called All About Love by Bell Hooks. I don't believe I've ever read any Bell Hooks before, which is, you know, a detriment to myself because she's a fantastic author and one of those people who they say if you black, you need to be reading her if you black or you want to know about blackness, you need to be reading her items. So I've started this book, All About Love, by Bell Hooks. I've gotten through the first 2 chapters just last night. And so it really made me contemplate this love thing and what that means for us as individuals and what that means for our village. And so, good morning, sister cousin. And so I wanted to talk today about love, and I wanted to talk today specifically about self-love. And do we know how to love ourselves, and are we loving ourselves? So in order to talk accurately about love, I'm gonna fix this. Wait a minute, because I can't see me. Y'all words. I like to read y'all talking, but I can't see my face. I don't know if y'all can either. So in order to speak accurately about different topics, I like for us to be able to be on one accord as far as what is the definition of the topic, because I feel like if we don't have a definition that we're working from, then we don't have as much clarity with one another about what exactly we're talking about. So in the book, it starts off with defining and I'm gonna try to cover this without giving away too much information about what I've already read, because I really encourage people to go ahead, buy the book, read the book, support the author, and support what it is that they have to say, but also taking my spin on it and my interpretation since we're here together. So the definition that we're going to be working with for love is outlined in the book. She actually got this definition from The Road Less Traveled, which is a book by M. Scott Peck. And the definition that she uses for love, and the definition that we're going to be using for love in this context, is the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. Let me read that again. The will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. Again, that definition is the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. So we talk about spirit in here a lot. We talk about spiritual, what your spirit is tied to, what it means to be spiritual. For me, in my own personal context, to be spiritual is to be connected with God, to be connected with the Holy Spirit, and use that as a guide to how I operate in my life. In general, I use the definition of spirit as the thing that drives you in your personal life, because I have an understanding that not everybody who I connect with are believe in God, believe in spirit in the way that I do. But ultimately, whatever your spirit is the thing that drives you in this life, the thing that excites you, the thing that motivates you, the thing that gets you going. And so in this definition, we're talking about love really being the ability to lean in and cultivate, to nurture that spirit, to nurture the thing that keeps you going, either it be yours or others. So for the definition of nurture, that means to attend to actually put some effort into it, to groom it, to grow it, to hold it up when it needs to be held up, to press it down when it's getting too big, to nurture it, to pour into, to attend to. And then I would say that the will is to put intention and effort. So when we're talking about love, it's really to put actual effort and intention into the thing that moves you, to actually take some time to do it on purpose. And so when we talk about love, you know, we have all of these, they say brotherly love and love for mankind and love for self, romantic love and parent-child love. There's all these different avenues and different variations in which we love one another. But ultimately, if you break it down to this definition, they all kind of go in alignment with this. It's your will, your intention, your effort to actually put some work into making sure that whatever drives you or whatever drives someone else actually gets some attention, actually is able to grow in that space. So I wanted to take this definition and I wanted to speak specifically today about self-love. I want to speak specifically today about self-love because in the village, as we are growing the village, in order to grow the village, each individual person in the village must understand and be operating in their individual purpose in order for them to contribute to the village. And as they are contributing to the village should be simultaneously pouring back into them with whatever it is that each player in the village has their strength. So if I'm growing, I am cultivating, I am at my best, and I'm pouring in, and you're at your best, and you're pouring in, everybody in that space is able to benefit from the best of each of us. And the breakdown of the village is that we are not at our best. We're not operating our best. We're operating in as many avenues as we possibly can to be able to get life done. And because of that, we are stressed out. We're at our wits' end. We're tired. We're feeling unappreciated because we're ultimately doing more than we were ever supposed to do. We were never supposed to do it all. I'm never supposed to be Superwoman. You're never supposed to have to be Superman. We were always supposed to be best at the thing that we are best at and bring it all to the potluck. And so, if there is love in that village, according to this definition, there is nurturing of people's strengths. There is nurturing of people's spirit, the thing that gets them going. And thus, that will allow us to be the best of ourselves. And so, like I said, we're going to go back to self-love. Using this definition, the will to extend one's self for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. Do you love yourself? Are you treating yourself with nurture or neglect? You say you love yourself because maybe you do, you care about yourself, you care about your life, but do you love yourself? Do you nurture yourself? Do you say I don't got time, I don't have energy? Do you nurture yourself? Do you love yourself? And on top of that, and then when you can't, because I understand we all have different circumstances. My best friend is in here, or maybe not in here, popping in and out because she got to take her baby to daycare right now. Okay, we don't always have time. Sometimes it's legitimate that we are, in a space within our village, our space within our lives where we don't have a lot of time to pour that nurturing into ourselves. But the second part of this the second half of this definition is one own or another spiritual growth. So do you allow other people to nurture you? Because let's be real about it. If we're building a village and we are contributors to said village, and everyone is supposed to be a contributor to said village, that means that when it's time to pour in, we pour in. When it's time to take out, we take out. So with this definition, the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. Do you allow yourself to love yourself? Do you allow yourself to nurture yourself? Do you allow yourself to take time with the things that keep you going, that keep you excited, that keep you pressing forward, that keep you at your best? And when you're not at your best, do you allow the door to be unlocked and open for the people who are around you to pour into you and help you with that spiritual growth, to nurture your spiritual growth, to nurture your spirit, to nurture your heart so that you can be your best? We be so afraid to take advantage of the people who say that they love us. We be so afraid to pull too much from the people who are standing in the doorway saying, let me help you, let me love you, let me nurture you. Do you love yourself or do you neglect yourself? I know I'm guilty of it. I know I'm guilty of not loving myself from time to time, for not taking the time to nurture the things in me that bring me joy, that bring me excitement, that keep me going. I know I'm guilty of it. I know I'm guilty of not allowing other people in my village to not love me by not stating what I need, by telling them, no, I got it when they offer to help me. Do you love yourself? Because it starts with you. You cannot be a proper contributor to your village if you do not love yourself. If you do not pour into yourself and you do not allow the village to pour into you. If you don't allow your village to pour into you so that you can love yourself, you are wasting the resources of the village. You're negating the fact that it even exists. We all heard it takes a village to raise a child. It takes that same village to sustain the adult. You don't stop needing that village just because you got grown. What is grown? What is grown? If y'all know me, my kiddo, Jeremy, what's today? Today is Wednesday. He turned 18 in a week and a half. That boy ain't grown in no week and a half. Ain't nothing gonna change around here, really, other than I'm finna take him to register to vote. No, he still needs a village. Because the village helped raise him, but the village is going to help sustain him. But do you love yourself? Do you love yourself enough to take time to nurture yourself? And do you love yourself enough to allow your village to nurture you when you are at a deficit? Or when you can't reach that far? We're not supposed to reach far enough to do everything. Let's just take it a framework of a real village. You got somebody in there that can forage. You got somebody in there that can collect wood, somebody that can start a fire, somebody that can build a house, somebody that can build some clothes, somebody that can plant a garden, somebody that can tend to sheep and pigs or whatever. You got different people that do different things. No single person can do all of that. They will burn themselves out and get nothing done. And the people who ain't good at certain stuff shouldn't be doing certain stuff. If I can't sew to save my life, but I could start a fire, why am I building a house? It's a waste of resources. It's an absolute waste of resources. And the thing is, the reason why we become so splintered off and we become so tight about the things that we have is because we're so afraid of losing our resources. And the reason why we're so afraid of not having enough resources is because we're extending ourselves beyond ourselves to get those resources in the first place. The village mindset is about abundance. I got enough. I got more than enough, and this piece comes easy to me, so I'm sharing it with you. And you have enough. You have more than enough. That piece comes easy to you, so you share it with me. And so we both got everything that we need and more. That only exists with love. That only exists with the will, the intent, the desire, purposeful, intentional. Willpower is not happenstance. When we talk about free will, that means that you are free to make choices and do as you desire. Not free to just roam aimlessly. Yeah, you're free to roam aimlessly. That's a choice too. Will is about choice. Will to extend oneself. That means will to actually put in some effort for the purpose. For the purpose. That means to have a point. It means to have a destination of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. How dare you nurture others and you don't nurture yourself? How dare you nurture others and you don't allow people to nurture you? It's reciprocal. As much as you are willing to pour out into the next person, there is somebody willing to pour that amount of love into you, and you deserve to receive it. As much as you are willing to pour into other people, places, and things, there are people who are willing to pour that much and more effort into you. You have to love yourself enough to receive it. You have to love yourself enough to receive it. You deserve it. Why don't you? Love. Do you love yourself? Do you love yourself? I appreciate the encouragement that's coming in the comments. I am reading it as I go along. I appreciate the feedback. I do. I see y'all. Because here's the thing. Isolation is the trick of the enemy. We are never supposed to be isolated. One thing that has been said that this just keeps resonating in my mind over and over again is when I do my Bible studies, I come in from the book of Genesis. Creation. Everything is here. We got Adam. And the first not good thing that was mentioned in the whole Bible is that it's not good for man to be alone. And he was given a partner. I don't purport to know everybody's creation story, every religion, every spiritual practice's creation story, but I guarantee there's I know that eventually there were more than one person. That's how we all got here. If it was all right for just one person to exist alone, then one person would exist alone here on this planet and they would be able to consume and enjoy all the resources. No, we're not supposed to be alone. We're not supposed to be alone. We're not supposed to do it alone. We're supposed to give when we're supposed to receive. I see all of these crazy conversations that go on the internet, especially when it comes to male-female relationships. How should we split the bills? And who's dominant and who's submissive and da da da. Do y'all love each other? Do you love yourself? Are you willing? To extend yourself for the purpose of nurturing this thing? Or we just got our hands over our pockets trying to make sure that somebody don't take advantage of us? And I'm not negating the fact that there are manipulators out here who can and will take advantage of folk, because it happens, and that's how we got to the place that we are in. Because it's true, everybody doesn't have good intent for you. Not everybody. But when you find the people who exist in love, when you find the circumstances in which folks are village mindset, that you're thinking in one accord, do you love yourself enough to give and receive to that situation? Or do you just guard yourself? Because resources are limited and I can't waste my energy. Love. The will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. Do you love yourself? Will you nurture yourself? Will you allow others to nurture you? Will you open your heart? Will you connect with one another? Or will you waste resources trying to do it all by yourself? Will you waste your own? And when I talk about resources, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about time. I'm talking about energy. I'm talking about sanity. Do you love yourself? I think that's enough on that. Good morning, y'all. It's a whole lot of people in here who I haven't really seen before. Hey, Gary. That's one of my cousins, too. Juanita, what's up? Juanita, are you going to be down? I watched the beginning because I made some announcements what I got going on in Chicago this weekend. So come through. It's a free event. Don't worry about it, Simone. You can go ahead and go. Leather says, I'm getting famous. You know what? I don't mind getting famous. Cause I have a message that I want to give. I'm Village Mom. Look, the more people that come in here and listen to what I have to say, and the more people we can get on one accord with loving one another, the better we can, and stronger that we can build a village. A village of like-minded folk who are here to uplift one another. A village of like-minded folk who are here to bring the best parts of themselves to contribute. All right, so let's take this on out in prayer, and then we'll do our ending announcements. Dear Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to be a part of a village, to be a part of a brother sisterhood that you designed us to be a part of. I thank you for every individual, every soul who has decided to spend some time with me and spend some time with you. And I ask that you bless them, you bless their endeavors, you bless their hearts, you bless their families, their minds, their spirit. You bless them so that they are able to love themselves and be the best versions of themselves for the sake of us all. Thank God and amen. I see my mom already dropped my Cash App. I appreciate it. If you appreciated this message today, and you would like to give me a little bit of financial appreciation for my labor and my effort, because as you can see, I be reading books, I be studying, I be meditating. I really take it seriously, the message that I bring to you guys. And so, I appreciate it, you know. Buy me a coffee, buy me a car, whatever it is that's on your heart. Drop something in the collection plate, just to say a little financial thank you. And if you don't have that, share my stuff, yo. Send it directly to somebody who you think might benefit from this message. Put it on your social medias. Let's get the word out. You know, it's all about love over here. It's all about village over here. Let's build this village to be a big thing, because we need more love in this world. We need more village-minded folk in this world. We need people who are on one accord, who are pouring in instead of always just trying to get, and take whatever it is that they're trying to take. I'm so excited about the number of people that are in this live today. Let's see. I'm gonna go down into the comments a little bit more. Bria, good morning, boo. Juanita, my group, Anthony McGahee and Praise Motivated, will be singing in Chicago this weekend. So not Central, but AM PM. Me and Danny are both in that group, and we'll be down in Chicago this weekend. There's a free event. I talked about it at the very top of the live. So once I'm off and I post it, you can go back and watch that to get the details about what we have going on. And that's probably about in the first 5 minutes. So yeah, I really thank you guys so much. I appreciate doing this moment with Moesghetti, and just the number of people who are coming through, the encouragement I see as I'm talking, as the comments are going up. Like, I speak from the heart and I speak from the soul. Like, I'm not here for play. I mean, I really, one of the things that have kept me sane and alive is my village. I always say my mom is my number one fan, because I always count on her for coming in here and just talking to me if none of the rest of y'all do. And we'll share messages back and forth to each other. I want as many people to hear this as possible. Don't get me wrong. But that's part of my village. And she's willing, just like we talked, she's willing to extend herself to make sure that she's here for me, to help me nurture this thing, to help me grow this thing. I know I'm supposed to be off. I'm supposed to be done, but there's people in here who watch these lives who have poured directly into me at different. I feel like every single person who's been in this live today has poured directly into me with love and intent at a different part of my life. Every single person. And I'm grateful for that. Y'all have been my village for short periods of time, for long periods of time, for periodically through life. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. I do not take that lightly. So as we build our village, you know, it's got to be based on something. It's got to be based on something. And if it ain't based on love, then what is it based on? If it ain't based on pouring in, then it's based on taking out unevenly. And that's not what it's about. This whole situation is about reciprocating and recycling. You pour in what you have and you take out what you need. You pour in what you have and you take out what you need. You pour in what you have and you take out what you need. And we do that enough, you'll see. We'll always have more than what we need. All right, virtual village. All right, family. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, Cash App Moesghetti if you want to give me some financial appreciation. If you don't have no dollars in your pocket, but you believe in me, you believe in what we got going on, what I got to say, share my work, tell somebody about it. Friend me, follow me, and I'll see y'all next week. Every week, every Wednesday, 8:08 a.m. Let's do it.